Hello, for this week's presentation or discussion, I'll be talking on relational frame theory. So Sittman's theories from 1994 and 2000 account for equivalence class formation, which holds equivalence as a basic behavior process similar to reinforcement and discrimination, in that individuals do not have to learn how to behave in accordance with these processes. For example, no one had to teach you how to respond frequently to a behavior or produce patterns of responding to a behavior, which is called equivalence. Sittman stated that basic behavior processes like equivalence are direct outcome of the reinforcement contingencies in place. He also stated that organizing 3 to 4 term contingencies would bring about an equivalent performance no matter the methodology in place or the methodology constraints in place. The 3 to 4 term contingency reinforcement or reinforcement contingencies always consisting of the sample stimulus, the comparison stimulus, the response, and the consequence has been the basis for equivalence in equivalence-based instruction. Naming and relational frame theories are alternatives to the equivalence performance. And for this week's presentation, I'll be talking on the relational frame theory. So the relational frame theory is a key high-order operand view, which is viewed as a frame. Framing is characterized as responding to one stimulus in terms of another, and it emphasizes that we learn many different types of relations in our lives, each of which can be considered a frame, in that any pair of stimuli can function within it. Equivalence is just one of many of these frames. So, relational frame theory, often referred to as RFT, introduces generic terms for critical properties of framing. We have mutual entailment. An example: if A is larger than B, then B is smaller than A. Relating that to equivalence, we are referring to symmetry. We have the combinatorial entailment, which an example: if A is larger than B and B is larger than C, then A is larger than C and C is smaller than A, which relating that to equivalence, it's transitive. Also, we have the transformation of function, which an example: if A is larger than B and B is good, then A would be better. So equivalence relation is transfer of the same function from one stimulus to another in the same class. So RFT emphasizes the critical role of the contextual stimuli to indicate exactly which relation should be applied in any given instance. Framing is viewed as a basic behavior unit, not only for language, but also of most all complex cognitive function for human. Thanks for listening.